Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thanks for tuning into the video. And for this one, you find me sitting in the 2021 Volvo S90 Recharge T8 Inscription. And I want to share with you my likes and dislikes about this luxury plug-in hybrid from Volvo so that you have a better idea before you buy. And make sure you stick around all the way till the end to hear my overall recommendations. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notification bell button so that you can be notified anytime we make a new video. Now onto the review. The word recharge in Volvos can be somewhat confusing. For the upcoming C40 and XC40, they mean fully electric, no gasoline engine cars. But for this S90, recharge means it's the plug-in hybrid version of Volvo's largest sedan. It comes in two trim choices, the Inscription and the R Design. The R Design is the sporty and aggressive looking one, whereas this Inscription is the classy and more luxurious looking version. And there's only one choice in powertrain, and that's the T8E all-wheel drive, which means that the front wheels are powered by a 2-liter direct injected engine with a turbocharger and a supercharger, making 313 horsepower, while the rear wheels are powered by an 87 horsepower electric motor, giving this car an all-wheel drive capability with 400 system net horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque, making this S90 a proper luxury sedan. It's quick, beautiful to look at, very comfortable to be in, filled with a lot of technology, and actually priced pretty well compared to its German counterparts. This one starts at $60,000, and with all the packages thrown in, this one clocks in at just over $70,000. The best feature of this S90, of course, is the ability to plug in, and that battery will give you an all-electric range of 21 miles. While that's not as impressive as fully electric vehicles, when the juice runs out, you could just drive this like a hybrid car. When you keep topping off the electrons, you can expect 60 miles per gallon, and that number goes down to 30 miles per gallon in hybrid mode. There's absolutely no range anxiety here. You could just treat this like an electric car if your commutes are short, so you can get great gas mileage. But if you're taking this on those long road trips, then you don't have to plan your road trip around how you can charge the car, because you could just fill this with gasoline and just go on your merry way. With 240 volts, you can expect a full charge within 4 hours. My house currently doesn't have any available outlets that could output that, so it took me about 9 to 10 hours to get full charge. As for how it drives, it's pretty great. Straight line acceleration is punchy. The boost from the supercharger and turbocharger makes it hard to believe that the little 2-liter engine can actually launch this 4,700 pound vehicle in such a quick pace. As for the ride, it's also top-notch. This one's equipped with an optional 4C suspension, which is an air ride suspension. It can feel a bit firm, and I think that's got something to do with the optional 20-inch wheels with low-profile tires. But overall, the ride quality of this car is on par with other luxury cars. Handling-wise, it's pretty decent. It handles well, but the S90 doesn't feel as athletic or as sharp as the competition from BMW. And given that everything is tuned for comfort, it can feel a bit vague at the limits. So if you like to take your big luxury sedan for a romp at the local autocross, then the S90 might not be the best choice. But for normal everyday driving, this S90 is going to do just fine. Now, what really makes the driving quality excellent in this S90 is all of the other parts. The interior design, quality, the safety features, and overall ambiance. When you jump inside the S90, there's absolutely no guessing whether you're sitting in a luxury car. This car just oozes high class. Now, starting with the seating, this one's covered in their blonde perforated Nappa leather seating surface. There's heating, and since this is the Inscription trim, there's also front seat ventilation. This S90 tester is also equipped with the lounge package, a $1,300 option, so there's also massaging features for the backrest. You'll also find this excellent wood trim all over the place, and when you're driving at night, the generous ambient lighting just makes this entire space such a calming and high-class environment. As for technology in this S90, you'll find this portrait-oriented infotainment screen and also this fully digital instrument cluster. This is the same layout that you'll find in all Volvos. Now, if you thought that Volvos all look the same on the outside, they look very similar, nearly identical on the inside. This infotainment screen is pretty gorgeous, and it houses all of your temperature controls, music controls, and other extra features like your 360-degree camera system. This screen is a big improvement over the older systems. It can be a bit slow upon startup, but just wait about 20 to 30 seconds or so, then it's going to be snappy just like usual. Now, the fully digital instrument cluster is a nice display. The images are clear and crisp, and the power gauge is the most convenient way to tell if you're operating in hybrid mode or in electric vehicle mode. And on this gauge, you'll find your fuel level, which is on the bottom side of the gauge, while your battery level is to the right. It's important to note that even if you still have some battery life in the tank, that the engine will kick on depending if the conditions are right. So if you're trying to go faster than 78 miles per hour, then the engine will turn on so that you could drive faster. Or if you're pressing the gas pedal really hard, then the engine will also turn on so that you can accelerate more quickly. Now, you could force the car to go into electric vehicle mode, and you could do that by going to the drive mode dial and going into the pure driving setting. Basically, that will try to use as much battery as possible. But note that that's going to kill the straight line performance. It basically tries to operate the car in the most efficient manner as possible and maintaining battery use instead of turning on the gas engine. And speaking of improving your efficiency, right below the D gear is your B gear. Now, this is pretty common for hybrid cars. That's essentially your low gear, so that when you're going down a steep hill, when that happens, you're telling the electric motor to produce more regenerative braking, turning that potential energy into electrical energy to be stored in the battery to be used at a later time. Now, let's talk safety technology real quick. I know it's boring, but Volvos are really known for their safety, starting from seat belts all the way to the pedestrian detection stuff. This S90 is packed to the brim with safety features, so you can expect things like blind spot monitoring system, rear cross traffic alert, automatic braking, and lane keeping aids, just to name a few. This one's equipped with the pilot assist system. Essentially, that's a single button that will turn on your adaptive cruise control and also turn on your lane keeping system. The system reads the road pretty well via the sensors behind the badge and also the cameras mounted right up here. Just be aware that the system relies on the road, the cameras, and the sensors. So if any one of those things is not at perfect condition, then the system may not work as well or may not work at all. Let's talk sound system for a second, because this one's equipped with the $3,200 optional package Bowers & Wilkins speaker system. The base sound system is already very good, but this one gives you 19 speakers and a 1400 watt output. I also like how there's various modes for listening. For example, there's a concert hall mode which replicates the acoustics of the Gothenburg Concert Hall. Is it worth $3,200? If you're an audiophile, then maybe you should check it out. But for me personally, this is one upgrade that I'm going to skip. Other things I prefer to skip or actually dislike about this car is the lack of proper storage. There doesn't seem to be a good place to store your phone in here. There isn't a wireless charger in this model, and the armrest storage is one of the smallest I've ever seen. The infotainment system does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, but it's still a wired connection, so there's no good place to put your phone in with the wires connected. I also don't like the gear shifter action as much. This is a Volvo thing where you have to toggle forward or backwards twice to get into reverse or drive. And that's because hitting it once puts you into neutral first, and that's really a Volvo thing, so it's very easy to get used to. But if you have a friend that you're letting borrow this car, they might just think that this car is broken because they don't know how to properly put it into gear. I do love this crystal gear shifter, however. This is only available in the T8 trim. Now, I've driven the XC90 in T8 trim before, which has this shifter, and if you want to see that review, please click the link up here. Out of all of the pieces in here, this shifter might be the fanciest piece in here. But just like Volvo itself, it's subtle and it's not in your face about it. So overall, do I recommend the Volvo S90 Recharge? If I was looking for a plug-in hybrid luxury sedan, this would be it. It's a sexy design. Lots of great technology, beautiful interior that makes you want to remodel your house after it. It also has decent plug-in hybrid mileage, all in a package that is modestly priced for a luxury vehicle. Well, there you have it. That's my review of the 2021 Volvo S90 Recharge. please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. If you've learned something, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notification bell button so that you can be notified anytime we make a new video. I'll wrap it up right there. My name's Hanson. This has been the 2021 Volvo S90 Recharge T8 Inscription, and I'll see you next time.